Okay, so today is day 4, 1st of May, 15 of the full moon. So we will be continuing our sharing. Now the time is 4 o'clock. Okay, before we start, let me welcome TK's and Eliza, Eliza's son, K.Y. Chan. So we are glad to have him joining us for our retreat. So let us welcome him by the usual way. Rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. No wonder just now TK say, when you see him, you will know. Very, how you describe cute? How old is your son? 27. Oh, very good. Below 30 interested in the Dhamma, very few. The other one is Wai Fan and Chan's son. Also very young, Ming On. So let us welcome him, then we will continue your class. Okay. Heart Sutra book your son has? Good. We are at page 214. There are some terms, I don't know whether you're familiar or not, KY. I call you KY or what? KY. Fine. There are some terms I need to know whether you're familiar or not. Like mindfulness, heedfulness, you're familiar or not? No, don't worry. I just want to know. Slowly you will know. Okay, if there is a case, maybe we continue for a little bit more until we are at page page 225. Still a lot. Never mind. I will go through another book. I think this book will be more suitable for KY. This is a seminar book, so you can print it on the computer. So those who have this book, you can actually refer to this. This is based on a seminar paper that I presented about 13 years ago. So the title of the seminar paper is Success in Life via Meditation Following the Dhamma Way, by our Malaysian speaker, which is myself, engineer Teo Kian Kun. So this is an international seminar on life management with meditation, experience and success. So they invited about 5 monks, I think 1 bhikkhuni, and 1 lay lady, 2 laymen. So I represented Malaysia. Then I will read you the introduction so that you understand. This international seminar on life management with meditation, experiences and success, dated 10 to 12 August 2013, held in Bangkok, Thailand, was co-organized by the World Buddhist University, WBU, the World Fellowship of Buddhists, WFB, and the Pipaliva Naran Mindfulness Center, PMC. And Brother Teo was invited to present a seminar paper at the said seminar as a Malaysian speaker, representing the lay community. Basing on some very good feedback and suggestion from seminar participants and Kayamitas who had the condition to listen to his seminar speech and also receive his above international seminar papers notes, Bertio had finally agreed to allow his international seminar paper to be reprinted in a booklet form for free distribution to all those who are interested and has the affinity to receive it. It is Bertio's sincere hope and intention that Dhamma friends, spiritual practitioners, seekers of truth, cultivators, free thinkers, and devotees will be able to make use of this Dhamma seminar paper presented in this international seminar of his to develop a better understanding of the Dhamma as taught by the Buddha, so that they may progress along the path of Dhamma to become more virtuous, noble, wiser human beings that can be a blessing to all. That was how the seminar paper came about. Then under the content, I have the opening statement and introduction to the topic. Then after that, the main sharing or the seminar important pointer or gist is understanding life, its meaning and purpose, following the Dhamma way. Then importance of mindfulness or present moment awareness, followed by understanding the nature's law that governs life and existence, the scientific law, the spiritual law. Then the actual meaning and purpose of life. Then two important aspects of life. Conclusion. Okay, now we go into the seminar paper. International Seminar on Life Management with Meditation, Experiences and Success, co-organized by World Buddhist University, World Fellowship of Buddhists, Pipalivanara Mindfulness Center. The title I use is Success in Life via Meditation Following the Dhamma Way. Opening statement and introduction to the topic. Dear Mr. President, distinguished guests, fellow honorable panel speakers, seminar participants, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all. It's indeed an honor to be given the opportunity to share my humble little experience on success in life management via meditation with all of you on such an appropriate occasion, such as today's international seminar. Today's seminar topic is experience and success in life management via benefits of meditation following the Dhamma way. And this is a very important topic for all of us to understand. We want to realize our highest human ideal or potential. Such a seminar can be of great benefit for us all to develop the understanding of life so that we can all cope with the intricacies and challenges of life that are much needed nowadays. Especially so in our today's modern society, where everything is moving at such a fast pace and life can be very stressful, hectic, demanding, and at times highly competitive and provocative, and seemingly harsh. Human suffering are very real, and is happening almost everywhere, even to our younger generations. Then the second part, understanding life, its meaning and purpose, following the Dhamma way. To be successful in life management, we need to understand what life is. Otherwise, we do not know how to live life. As Buddhists, we are indeed very fortunate and blessed because of the great wisdom and enlightenment of Lord Buddha. The Buddha is so unique and wise because he was able to summarize for us all of his understanding of life, both the mundane and supramundane aspect, into just Four Noble Truths, which become the essence of his great teaching. They are called the Noble or Aryan Truth, because these are truths that can make you noble ones. You can understand them. Noble ones are enlightened ones, and they are very noble in all aspects of their life. They are very noble in their understanding of life, for they have the right view with regards to the law that governs life and existence. They are also very noble in the way they conduct themselves via their right thought, right speech, and right action, including right livelihood. They are incapable of negativity. These Four Noble Truths are so special and unique because understanding them can make such a big difference to our life. It is just like we have finally understood the secret of life. And because of that, we know how to truly live life, to live the noble life of great peace, love, joy, happiness, very meaningfully. The Buddha realized that there are certain rather harsh reality in life that can make living being really miserable. Especially so the 8 realities. The first one is the reality of birth and death, leading to the whole mass of suffering. He said, there is a first noble truth of dukkha, or suffering, that explains clearly to us the prevalence of suffering in this world caused by the 8 realities of life and existence. That all living beings, if you live long enough, will have to confront them while going through life. Irrespective of your status, your materialistic wealth and success in life, one will still suffer if one had not developed the requisite spiritual understanding before confronting them. These 8 types of the first noble truth reality are birth, old age, sickness, and death. They will lead to suffering if you don't have the understanding. Then separation from loved ones, one's prized possession like wealth, property. Possession and those things that we hold on to dearly, etc. is also dukkha. To be with people whom we don't like also lead to dukkha or suffering. Not able to get what one desires when things don't go your way or when our expectations in life are not met is also dukkha. And finally, the Buddha said in short, define aggregates of grasping, born of self-delusion or security is dukkha. When one confronts this reality without the requisite wisdom, then one will be afflicted and suffering like sorrow, lamentation, fear, worry, anxiety, grief, etc., leading to depression, will be the end result. In our modern day terminology, we call them the problems of life, like health problem, cancer, heart attack, HIV, stroke, kidney failure, etc. Sudden death due to accident, traumatic disease, and natural disaster like tsunami, earthquake, flood, building collapse, etc. Career-related stress and sexual harassment, problem when you are with people whom you don't like. Then financial problem when you cannot get what you want. Relationship problem, divorce, forced separation, etc. Social and crime related problem when you are with people whom you don't like, etc. The younger generation can relate to this terminology better. Then according to the Buddha, there are three more noble truths. The second noble truth is the noble truth that explains clearly to us the cause behind all these sufferings. He said, namely, is craving born of self-delusion or sakkayaditthi. When we had understood what suffering is and the cause behind their arising, we will know how to retrospectively manage our life better. But the Buddha did not stop there. He then proceeded to tell us that suffering need not be, because there is a third noble truth that confirms the possibility of enlightenment in the here and the now, leading to the cessation of all suffering. And this is the most important and most reassuring part. The Buddha explained to us clearly how it can be done via his fourth noble truth. He said there is a path, namely the Noble Eightfold Path. If you cultivate it, it will lead to the cessation of all suffering, which is the ultimate aim of all Buddhist practitioner or Buddhist cultivation. This means this Noble Eightfold Path is the meditation and solution to all of our life problems. So there is a way to free and liberate our mind from all suffering. This is what most of us will be very interested in. With this Dhamma understanding, with this Dhamma understanding, we need not worry about life anymore. We can just live life to the fullest via wisdom born of Dhamma cultivation and meditation, and the meditation as taught by Lord Buddha. We can then experience all of the beauties and wonders of life from moment to moment via a serene mind in heedfulness. And yet, we don't have to suffer. I was indeed very blessed and lucky because the Buddhist meditation with its great benefit had helped me so much. Not only in my studies, but later on in my career and daily life too. The benefits of this type of meditation are many. The first obvious benefit is it brings about inner peace, leading to inner well-being of body and mind. Nowadays, peace is a very difficult thing to have, or very difficult to come by for most people, unless they know how to train their mind. In time of suffering, like confronting fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation, etc., born of health problem and any other life-related problem, this meditative inner peace, leading to inner well-being, can really help to provide immediate temporary relief to their mental sufferings. Because this inner peace leads to the inner well-being, it's a very positive calming energy that can help stabilize their mind and boost their immunity as opposed to the rather negative energy of fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, sadness, and misery. The question that is frequently asked is, why are most people not peaceful most of the time? Why are they not able to meditate to develop the meditative mind of inner peace leading to inner well-being? According to Lord Buddha, it is because of the five mental hindrances, or in Pali is called Pancha Nivaranas, which is sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, or lethargic mind, sleepiness, restlessness of mind and doubt. To overcome them, the Buddha said we need to cultivate only the opposite five spiritual faculties, which he termed as pancha indriyas. And they are saddha, confident in the Buddha and his teaching. We are understanding how special the Buddha is and how wonderful his teaching is. Then the second spiritual faculty is virya. Virya is a spiritual zeal or tenacity to follow his teaching. Then the third one is sati or mindfulness or awareness, followed by the fourth spiritual faculty of samadhi, collectedness of mind, unwavering mind. And finally, panya, which is wisdom, born of the direct seeing. This is how we start our meditation. We are cultivating the five spiritual faculties to prepare our mind to receive his great spiritual teaching. Also, the Buddha's exaltation before his parinibbana to all his disciples to strive on with heedfulness and do not be heedless anymore. This is then followed by Dhammapada verse 21 that states clearly, heedfulness is the path to the deathless, whereas heedlessness is the path to the dead. The heedful never die, whereas the heedless are as if dead. So the heedful never die, whereas the heedless are as if dead, is a very important reminder, which also stress the importance of training the mind to be heedful. This is the definition. To be heedful is to be ever mindful and constantly meditative, following Dhammapada verse 23. This is precisely the reason why Buddhist meditation is also called mindfulness or heedfulness meditation or awareness-based meditation, referring to the four foundations of mindfulness, namely Kaya-nupassana, Vedana-nupassana, Chitta-nupassana, and Dhamma-nupassana in particular. First, we must train the mind to be silent with inner awareness, which I have taught you all, isn't it? Can recall or not? Ayo. Louder lah. Ayo. The most important is to train your mind to be silent with inner awareness. Understand? You cannot train your mind to be silent with inner awareness. You cannot be mindful. If you cannot be mindful, you cannot be heedful. And you are as if dead. That's why this is a very important training. Then I go on. First, we must train the mind to be silent with inner awareness so that it can be mindful from moment to moment in daily life to cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path leading to the heedfulness needed to understand life and to live life. This mindfulness or heedfulness will allow us to see clearly how our five aggregates of form and mind arise in you, how thoughts and feelings arise in you with every moment of sense experience and sense door consciousness, and how they condition each other. That is how your thought condition your feeling, then feeling condition your emotion and craving, due to your wrong view or wrong thought to grasp and cling on to the external phenomenal world created by your aggregates of mind through consciousness. This is heedless living, leading to all the suffering, following Dhammapada verse 1. Whereas heedful, silent mind with inner awareness will bring about inner peace and inner well-being of body and mind, as opposed to the heedless mind that is full of thought, fear, worry, anxiety, conditioned by the hindrance of mind, leading to the agitated and restless mind that is never peaceful. With this inner awareness, inner peace and inner well-being, there is clarity of mind that can enable us to see things as they are, leading to penetrative insight and wisdom needed for us to truly understand life. The meditative wisdom can also lead to enlightenment in the here and now. thereby enabling us to live the noble life that is free of all the mental suffering and misery. Once the mind is liberated and no longer deluded, then life takes a turn and becomes not only very meaningful, but also very wonderful and beautiful indeed. One can then experience all of the beauties and wonders of life from moment to moment with full clarity of mind to truly live life to the fullest. This is heedful living, following Dhammapada verse 2, as opposed to heedless living that leads to suffering, to all the suffering and misery in life, following Dhammapada verse 1. Suffering are all mind-made. If mind does not deludedly cling to the five aggregate of form and mind as the me and the I and the mind, then there will be no more suffering. Then clarity of mind can also allow us to make better decisions in life, thereby enabling us to resolve issue or problem wisely and amicably. One can also concentrate and study better and have good and easy sleep. No more problem with insomnia or sleep-related issue. It can also allow us to plan and do our work more efficiently, thereby helping us in our career life. With all this benefit, we can really be a blessing to all. Our daily life will be very different because the mind has already been trained and become heedful and peaceful. This will bring us to the understanding of a very important aspect of living life. Then I move on to the next topic, or next paragraph, paragraph 3. As we all understand, the title is Importance of Mindfulness or Present Moment Awareness. As we all understand, life can be correlated to existence, and to live life is to go through existence. And existence is time related, which I have gone through with you. Can you recall? The whole spectrum of time can be defined and divided into the three periods of past, present, and future. Of these three, we should inquire deeply into them and find out for ourselves which of these three is the reality. Obviously, the past is already gone, so no more a reality. Similarly, future yet to come, so it's also not a reality. Hence, only the present moment, which is the highest in life, is the only reality within existence. This is also the reason why people nowadays emphasize a lot on the power of now. Even Eckhart Tolle wrote a book on it, and it had become the bestseller for many years. Therefore, the most important question about life that we all need to inquire deeply is, moment to moment life passes by, and this is the only reality in life. What are you doing within each and every of these moments? Remember, the Buddha always tells the bhikkhu, be heedful and be vigilant. But if you are not heedful, then you are as if dead, following Dhammapada verse 21. That is spiritually dead. Our mind and our thought move so fast with every moment of sense door consciousness. And if you are not mindful, aware, and heedful within the moment, then how can you cope with life? Most of us may know that the moment is the only reality and very important, but the question is, are we mindful of the moment? The problem with the world today is most human beings are heedless, and they are too busy thinking, planning, and worrying about life. So much so they totally miss out on life, for they never really lived. They only existed through life. That is, they are conscious of life, but they are not mindfully living life. Their mind is always preoccupied with the thinking and the thought, which always delude them to cling onto the phenomenal world as very real. Their thoughts will project into the future to arise the fear, worry, anxiety, hence creating a false reality for them to cling onto. Likewise, the mind will also recall the hurtful and unhappy past to remind them of their scars of memory, hence triggering off the sorrow and lamentation of the unhappy past. Not able to see the phenomenal world's three universal characteristics of nature, namely anicca, dukkha, anatta, which is impermanent, suffering state, and non-self or empty nature, they will continue to hold and cling onto all this manifestation of mind within the phenomenal world. And this is the cause of suffering and life's problem. Why can't you just silence your mind in heedfulness to be with the moment to experience all the pristine beauty and wonders of life? Just like the Zen saying, drinking a cup of Chinese tea is zazen or Zen meditation. Because within that moment, there is just pure awareness of the reality in the here and the now. And there is no thought. So no fear, no worry, no anxiety. And whatsoever, or whatsoever. But just a silent mind in peace and stillness to live and experience all of the wonderful moments with clarity of mind and body, instead of worrying about life. Why do you need to worry about life? Because of fear, right? Even if you worry, you are not going to solve your problem. It will instead create more thinking, leading to more fear and restlessness of mind. Because fear will trigger off anxiety. And as long as you are not mindful, this heedless thinking will continue to create more delusion in you. Because you do not have the wise attention or yoniso manasikara at the moment of sense experience. That is precisely the reason why we need to train our mind, excuse me, to be heedful, so that it's constantly meditative and ever mindful, to insight into phenomena, into truth, which is everywhere in the midst of life and nature. I need a drink. Wait. Somebody read for me. Manyan, page 10.
Second paragraph, is it?
No. Before that, first paragraph, second line.
Why can't you see? For those who see, they always see. Even though the present moment is the highest in life, but in order to transcend life, which is to transcend birth and death, we need to transcend even the present moment, to realize the timeless Dhamma, Akaliko, which is beyond thought and beyond time. This is the ultimate goal of all Buddhist meditation. Understanding the nature's law that govern life and existence. To be successful in life management, we need to understand another very important aspect of life. That is the nature's laws that govern life and existence. According to the Buddha, this universe of ours is very unique. First, there is nature, and then there are nature's laws that govern all of life and existence within this universe of ours. He calls it the Pancha Niyamas, or the 5 universal orders of nature. The first one, scientific laws. The first 2 nature's laws, Uttu Niyama, or nature's physical laws, and Bija Niyama, or nature's biological order, are scientific laws, whereas the other 3 are spiritual laws. It was via clearly understanding these 2 great scientific laws of Uttu Niyama and Bija Niyama that scientists are able to progress so fast within the field of science and technologies to become so at once today. Nature's physical law governs the behavior of all physical things. They are related to the laws of physics and chemistry, etc., that the scientists have developed good understanding. Then, Bija Niyama is nature's biological order that governs the behavior of all organic and biological things within the field of biology, genetic engineering, etc. Like our human bodies, the plants, animals, fish, etc., their behaviors are governed by this law. The next three are spiritual laws, namely Karma Niyama, law of karma, Chitta Niyama, law of the mind, and Dhamma Niyama, law of Dhamma or truth. So, similarly, via clearly understanding these other three great spiritual laws of Karma Niyama, Chitta Niyama, and Dhamma Niyama, the Buddha was able to excel himself in the spiritual field to understand life so clearly and so completely, thus becoming the Sammasambuddha or fully enlightened one. It was through his perfection of the understanding of these three great spiritual laws that enabled him to proclaim the Dhamma that he had taught us. Take for example the first spiritual law of karma, or Karma Niyama, as the first right view to understand life. In the 5 daily contemplation as taught by the Buddha said we must contemplate daily the following. Number 1, that this body of ours is of the nature to decay and grow old, for it had not gone beyond old age and decay. Number 2, that this body of ours is of the nature to be sick and be diseased, for it had not gone beyond disease and sickness. Number 3, that this body of ours is of the nature to die, for it had not gone beyond death. Number 4, all that is mine, beloved and pleasing, will change and vanish following nature's conditions. Number 5, we are all born of our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma, and we are what we are because of our karma. The first 4 contemplations allow us to develop the contemplative wisdom to deal with most of the first noble truth realities of life and existence. Whereas the 5th contemplation deals with this first right view with regard to the law of karma. So karma, which is moral causation, is most important because we are born of it, heir to it, conditioned and supported by it, and we are what we are because of it. If we have this right understanding as our first right view, then what must we do? We must take care of karma, right? How do we do it? We must train our mind to be ever mindful and heedful via meditation to enable us to see all of our mental intentions or cetana behind all our action, speech and thought processes, thereby enabling us to avoid all evil, cultivate goodness, to accumulate good karma, and meditate to develop the requisite wisdom so as not to be deluded anymore. These are precisely the advice of all Buddhas as stated in the famous Dhammapada verse 183. All evil is to be avoided. Cultivate goodness and wholesomeness, then purifies your mind, and these are the advice of all Buddha. How do we avoid all evil? The Buddha recommends keeping the minimum 5 precepts, because people who violate the precepts are evil people, with the 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. How to cultivate goodness and blessings? The Buddha recommends cultivating the Noble Eightfold Path factors of right views, leading to right thoughts, right speeches, right actions, and right living, etc. So this was how the Buddha's subsequent teachings comes about, and through this understanding, one will be able to understand the secret of life, thus enabling one to truly live life meaningfully. Then there is also Dhammapada verses 1 and 2 that talks about happiness and suffering in life. This can be elaborated upon if time permits. Then we have the second spiritual law of Chitta Niyama, which is the nature's law that governs the working of the mind. Under this second spiritual law of nature, the Buddha taught us the Paticca Samuppada, or the laws of dependent origination, or 12 links. The Buddha said, everything that arises is all dependent originating, and that there is no such thing as a permanent unchanging entity, or a soul or an atta that is responsible for our thinking, seeing, hearing, etc. For in the seeing there is only the seeing consciousness, and there is no one to see. And all of phenomena, whether physical, mental, or nature's phenomena, they are all conditioned arising or causal phenomena, following nature's laws, and because of that, they are all impermanent. For dependent on conditions, they arise, and they will continue to exist if the supporting conditions are still there. But they will cease to be once any of the conditions that supported them arising cease to be. And because they are impermanent, following nature's laws, you cannot want things your way, otherwise suffering will be the end result. And because they are impermanent, it is not a permanent, unchanging entity that we can hold on to or cling on to as the I and the me. Hence, anatta or non-self nature of this so-called human being, or 5 aggregates of form and mind of ours. If we cling and hold on to them, then it is self-delusion or Sakkaya Ditthi, a very serious self-delusion or wrong view. The third spiritual law is Dhamma Niyama, which are the essential dhammas or truth that the Buddha taught, and the most important one is the Four Noble Truths, which is the essence of his teaching that we had already covered earlier on. Meaning and purpose of life. Once we had understood the nature's law that govern life and existence, then we will know how to prepare ourselves to live our life meaningfully. Without this understanding, we cannot contemplate its true meaning and purpose. To different people, life has different meaning and purpose. Hence, it varies from person to person. But as a Buddhist, we are indeed much more fortunate because the Buddha was able to explain to us the secret of life via his enlightenment. The other reason being they don't quite understand life like us because they don't have the Four Noble Truths teaching. For somebody who is quite poor, the meaning and purpose of life, who is quite poor in the meaning and purpose of life, is just about the three meals of food and shelter over their heads, following Maslow's need hierarchy. But for us Buddhists, we will go deep into life to pursue the sole purpose of liberation from birth and death, or seeking enlightenment in the here and the now, so that all suffering can cease, leading to the noble life of a noble one, because we understand the danger of delusion and ignorance leading to heedlessness. Two important aspects of life. There are two very important aspects of life. First, there is the mundane or materialistic aspect of life within our existential or conditioned world, followed by the supra-mundane or spiritual aspect of life that can be realized only after gaining the enlightenment. Most people are only concerned with the mundane aspect of life because to them this is more important, not knowing that without the spiritual understanding, life is still incomplete and suffering can still arise despite their materialistic wealth and success. This was clearly explained by the Buddha in his proclamation of the First Noble Truth, where he talked about the 8 universal realities of life and existence that can lead to suffering and misery if one were to confront them without the requisite wisdom. This was also precisely the reason why the Buddha to be then left the palace in search for the truth to liberate himself from the 3 signs of old age, sickness, and death that he saw prior to his renunciation then.
Okay, the page 16 and 17 I take over because this one I need to explain a bit. You see, most of us human beings, in fact, even this generation is the same. We go after materialistic success. And most of this materialistic success within the mundane life normally refer to the below itinerary. First, when we are young, of course, most people, they strive very hard. Even parents, they prepare their children to receive excellent academic, maybe institutions, education. So academic success or academic excellence when we are young is being pursued by many. Because many believe with a good career or to have a good career, we need to have good academic excellence or academic result. So let's say you have the condition, you actually did very well in your school, even uni, then you graduate. So you manage to gain academic excellence or success. But not everybody have them. But nowadays it's quite easy. Most people are university graduate nowadays. Not like during my time. During my time, the era, you find it very difficult to even see one with, I think, pass Form 5. And not to say score a good grade. Even to pass Form 5 is quite rare at that time. Then to did well in Form 6 to go to the very well-known competitive university, like our case is University of Malaya, the entry level, the qualification is very tough, very high. You have to compete with the whole nation. And the whole nation, within my faculty, engineering, they only take in 200, about 200. Medical also very low. Medical, I think, to be a medical doctor, less than that. So academic success is the top pinnacle. Actually, the top maybe 1% or what can really develop the academic success, then able to study the profession or career that they like, especially those with professional status, like medical doctor, engineers, accountant, and now a lot more field, maybe AI and all these things. Then, as far as academic is concerned, after you graduate, your next materialistic search or success is career success. So career success, after you join the career life, is not easy, quite tough. And those who can manage to make it, of course, they become successful. But nowadays, I think, even though the number or the percentage can be small, but you can see quite a lot of people able to achieve this. Not only academic success, they excel in their career success. Then nowadays with the crypto and all those things, a lot of people make a lot of money through the modern way. Then after you get an excellent career, let's say you work for very established firm or prestigious firm and company, then you manage to reach maybe high level, become the CEO, or even become the president or whatever. With that, you of course will have financial freedom. And if you choose to retire early, it's up to you. Then after that, let's say you have it too. Academic, career, financial. Then the next option is what? The financial freedom that can make you feel secure in life will actually push you forward to think of early retirement. True or not? Huh? If you have financial freedom and you are able to retire early, you don't want it. It's up to you. Huh? Always not enough. Huh? That's why Sui say, if you don't understand life, then you always say, yeah, not yet. You say, I still got my responsibility. My children still need to. After they complete their study, they still need my support, because when they come out, they cannot afford the property, the car. Then their marriage need money. Then after the children grew up, married, got children, then you worry about the grandchildren. I still have to provide for my grandchildren. That's why they continue to work. Then, like I shared earlier on in the Heart Sutta book, there are two types of people. One that need to work. The other one have to work. You know the difference, huh? Have to work means you got no choice, not enough money. You have to work. Then the other one got financial freedom, don't know how to retire. No? That one need to work. Otherwise, very boring now. Like. And this is real case scenario now. When I retire very early, at the age of 40 something, a lot of my classmates call me out. They say, hey, Tio, you retire so early, what you do? I say, that is a very easy question, isn't it? I do what I like to do. You know what his answer was? He said, cannot be. I said, boring. Traveling, I really travel. I said, when I'm working. Now I take leave. For 2 weeks, I so boring at home. I don't know what to do. Well, no office call, no colleague. All those things that actually make them busy, all no more. No. Then they fear once they don't stay on the career line, actually people come to you is because they respect your position and post. So they got this type of problem. No. That's why finally he told me, he said, real friend, very difficult to find. That's why whenever got problem, he will call me. Yeah. So these are the possibility, like Sui say. Some need to work, some have to work. Then let's say you decide to retire, then you know how to maybe live your retirement life. Most people travel, I realize. Most people travel. But after some time, as you age, traveling also may not be the solution. Then the fifth one is the most difficult to have. Having an understanding, good and happy family unit is very difficult. Do you agree or not? It's not easy to have good family unit, happy family unit with a lot of understanding, harmony, love, supporting each other, and having the good life. Unless you have the Dhamma, chances is you cannot. Sure got problem, a lot of problem. A lot of them spouse also cannot see eye to eye already, a lot of problem. Then all this will lead to relationship success. That's why success in life got many levels. Yeah. So I read on. The first four types of successes, academic, career, financial, and early retirement, can be realized by most people who are determined and hardworking. But the fifth one is more difficult to achieve, because it needs some form of wisdom and understanding. Let us say you are able to achieve all of the above materialistic success. But is your life really complete? Actually, you can achieve all the other five, you are very good already, especially the fifth one. But then, are you secure and are you complete in life? So this part is very important. But is your life really complete and are you really happy and safe? What happens when you are confronted with the first noble truth reality of life and existence? The Buddha said, when you confront them without the requisite wisdom, you will be afflicted, and suffering will be the result, as explained earlier on. Hence, one still needs to cultivate the requisite spiritual understanding to complement one's life or materialistic success. Otherwise, this first noble truth reality can still afflict you. Then, in conclusion, this one is just for sharing. You listen. My present life in this world was indeed rather blessed, for I not only excel in the academic, I also reached the pinnacle in my civil engineering career life. I was able to achieve my financial freedom fairly early too. And this has enabled me to retire officially from my engineering career. That time, 12 years, from 2003. Sorry, 2013, not 2003. At the age of 46 plus. To do the things that I love to do, like sharing the Dhamma and helping people, of course, including living the noble life, to have a good family unit, and to do my duty. I was also blessed with a very good family unit, with lots of love and understanding among ourselves. My relationship with all my loved ones, friends, colleagues are very cordial and good too. Last but not least, I was also blessed with a fairly good past that have enabled me to have the requisite spiritual understanding to complement my materialistic success in life. Over the last 24 plus, you add another 13 is 37 years since 1989. I was able to make use of the spiritual understanding and my own personal success in life management to help many people who have affinity with my nature to cope with their life problem. With this, I will end my today's talk. Thank you very much for your patience and kind attention. So dated August 2013. So this is the seminar paper. So do you all understand how to live your life now? Being a Buddhist, you already very blessed, understand now? And all these success are possible, not difficult. And yet, you don't have to go through suffering after you have developed the cultivation and liberate your mind. And this is what, to me, life is, understand? And it's meaningful, wonderful. So if you really want to have the good life, then learn this teaching. Okay? Like not much people interested. I think you are interested in your own way. So you got something to add.
I actually have a question. Because the fundamental pillar to living a fruitful life according to the Buddhist way is really understanding and abiding by the law of karma. That's why when someone do anything unjust to you, the reaction would first to be to accept and find a way for everyone to get out of this unscathed. But without, so if to live with people around us that is not open to the word karma at all and does not believe in the law of cause and effect.
Okay.
There's no equal cause that resulting in an equal effect, because they say around the world, it's even in the corporate world, you have to be strong to survive, to climb, and then you have to mingle, you have to break all the precepts, lie la, drink la.
Yeah.
They say heedfulness is important in order to have that clarity, to make good decisions so you don't accumulate bad karma. But once you step into that world, right, they don't believe in karma because they say you have to do all this to be successful. Yeah, so it's.
So your question is what?
How can you get that kind of person when things are done, terrible things are done to them, to get them to react positively instead of when you say karma
Okay.
cannot already.
No. This one is very easy.
Ask
In
them
fact,
to forgive that
in
person
fact,
cannot.
in the early days when I deliver the Dhamma talk, I remember one of it was when Yun Chan invited me to Fo Guang San. So I deliver a talk there. Then I talk about the Buddhist basic principle of avoiding evil, keeping the precept is there. There was a salesman there, He put up the hand immediately, He said, Virgil, is it? I got a situation, I got a problem, I'm a salesman, is it? That precept, not to lie, I cannot, no. Well, I'm a salesman. Then I said, are you sure? I have also gone through the career field. I say, you must understand this point. As far as career is concerned, you understand the law of karma, then how can you avoid that? You don't have to lie to make a living. You don't have to lie to push your sale. That is negative intention, selfish, deluded. I say, if you are a salesman, you want to succeed in that career, look for a good product, understand or not? Then you don't have to lie, understand? You promote your product based on your understanding that this is a good product, much better and maybe money-wise. How you say that? Relatively, you compare apple for apple, if the price, relatively similar price, but it's so much better value. So you must able to actually choose the career. It's just like livelihood. If you think pushing drug can get you a lot of money, be a mule, you can do that. The karma is there. Your life, you decide. So as far as Sui's question is the same. Their life, let them decide. You only explain. Understand now? If you choose this way, that is your choice. Where you think to be successful in corporate, you must drink, you must entertainment, you must pay under table, all those things. Understand now? Do you know my engineering career is a lot of this sort of nonsense one. And yet, I reached the pinnacle of it and I don't have to do all these things. Well, I qualify myself when I go for interview. I say, I work for you. I'm very good in my own field. And I can help you make good money. I don't say a lot of money. But actually, there was one listed company, I work for him. I make a lot of money for him. Just one project, my VO. You know what is VO? No? Variation order. 63 million project. I claim extra 40 million. No? We end up receiving 103 million. No? And not through cheating, no? Not through deceit, no? Through proper, what we call, understanding the contract, and follow the rules, then I put in the claim. Actually, when I went in and take over the project, that project got so much problem and stress that the project engineer in charge almost got heart attack now, landed hospital. Then my MD cannot find anybody to take over now. Then he know every time got problem, he look for me. He said, Deal, can help or not? I say, what is it? He said, this project. I say, very major project, North South Link, a highway project. So I said, okay lah, pass me the file. So I looked at it. During defect liability period, you know what is defect liability period? Actually, the job complete already or not. Then there is this defect liability period where I have to follow up. So I went in, I looked at the file, then I realized, hey, this project actually should make a lot of money. Because they don't know how to claim. And based on what is in the file, because this project manager is so stressed out until he got no time to do paperwork now. Understand now? Because project management is like that. When you know what is the SO, superintendent officer. So under the contract, the SO is very powerful. They can issue instruction and ask you to do a lot of things. But if you are conversant with the engineering contract, you can actually reply back. Thank you for your letter. We will go ahead and do it. But please, we have checked, there will be cost and time implication. Means I can claim. A lot of this he never write, he never claim. And according to the contract, actually, there is only a 2-week window for you to declare that. If you don't declare, you lose your legal standing to claim. So what I did was, I saw there are a lot of VO that actually can make the claim very substantial. Where they extended some of the project area and all those things. So I compiled everything, then I went for the meeting, everything. Then within about less than a year after the defect liability period over, I managed to put in the final VO and we got extra 40 million. The MD asked the project manager, how much you think our project finally, together with the VO, how much we can claim? He said maximum another 5,068,000. When I presented the claim 103, the MD panicked. Then there is a lot of other issue. Then he asked me, there is like somebody tried to backstab me. I said, hey, your Mr. Teo, claim until the client don't like our company, not going to give us any more job. So the MD was confused, affected. Then what happened? He called me in. Never in my service under him, MD called me in 4-5 times a day. So after the third time, I knew something behind it. So I said, I call him by name because I went in for the job. It's different one. The HR also don't know one. I went in direct to him direct. Then I told him, I said, MD, please, if you trust me, the claim will be there. I guarantee you. If you don't trust me, very easy. I'm your staff, and I said, you let somebody take over. When I say that to him, you know what he did or not? Because the money is there, Oh, he said, you wait. He called the head of contract Head of contract. The lady came in, very senior guy. He said, who attended the meeting? Because last time this job was under the ED, executive director. So he just wanted to know, because the complaint must have come from the ED. So the QS in front of me, they not deny. But after I take over the job, only I attend the meeting. The ED never attend the meeting. So the moment he confirmed that I attended the meeting, you know what happened? He said, okay, Theo, I will come back to you. He go and do a few checks. Then finally, he called me in. And in front of the QS, he said, from now onward, this project fully in charge by Mr. Teo. He said, everything go to him. The ED got no power. He cold storage the ED. Finally, I think he found out. Because the other side, the client side, where in charge of the contract and payment one, the top guy is actually his university classmate now. I think he must have found out from him. Oh. Then of course the people who handle the thing is lower. Then after that, wow, very happy. Then as I promised, I said within 2 months the final account came out, and with the certificate 103 million, I went and see he was so happy. Oh, then he said, good job, good job. That's how you can do it. You don't have to bribe your way, go and do all those cut corner, entertain. You don't have to, understand now? If they want that way, it's up to them. That's why my criteria is before I join the organization, I told the MD, I say I come and work for you, and I'm capable of big thing, contribute in a big way if you have the structure and the size of the project. And he know, he looked at my CV, he know. Then I say, I don't want to do PR. Don't ask me to go and entertain and do all those things. Well, this is something within my principle that I cannot compromise. He said, no problem, we got a PR guy. Then the consultant that I went and joined in the private sector also said, when I told him I don't want to do this, he said, don't worry, leave that to me. He is the expert in that. It can be done. So if they don't believe karma, it's not your problem. In this world, how many of them believe karma? They believe in that profit, understand or not? As far as they are concerned, it's very short term. It's a very, very competitive industry. Like I said, the opening statement is that okay, so I read to you. Okay, if we want to realize our highest human potential, such an understanding of life, so that we can all cope with the great intricacy and challenges of life that are much needed nowadays. Especially so in our today's modern society where everything is moving at such a fast pace and life can be very stressful, hectic, demanding, at times highly competitive and provocative. A lot of situations not easy to bear on, and similarly harsh too. You have to confront all this, because this is existent, life. That's why I told you their mental intention when they put in the content, very funny people, weird people, all sorts of character. But for us, even though you say we have this bodhisattva vow, we vow to liberate all living beings, the countless living beings, all things, it doesn't mean that you have to do it. Everyone, you must go and help. No. If there is no condition, nothing happens. Because what is important is not the numbers you have. You have the genuine one, those who can really develop the understanding. Then once they become successful in their cultivation and they understand this cultivation, they can become great beings now. They can become Sammasambuddha. Then what they are capable of to help is a lot more. That's why I used to tell the Kayamitta, first man, second man. Sometimes people come, people go, people come, people go. I said, don't worry. He said, why Brother Teo, they all cannot understand and all things. I say, forget about it. They are just the way they are. Apply lah, they are just the way they are. Then you know what I tell them? I'm not interested in the numbers. Understand? Number no use. Understand? You want number, sell drug lah. A lot of drug addict will follow you. Understand? Or the cepat kaya. A lot of people, they are drawn to what? Profit and all. Say, what my nature understand is, let things be. When there is causes and conditions, this thing will unfold. Like I said, this line, my nature come, this segment, technically I didn't do anything. I just accord and flow. Whatever causes and conditions arise, my nature manifests. That's why first 15 years, 89 to 204, I didn't do anything. I didn't come out also. Why? Because living beings are just the way they are. They are not ready. Then when I came out, too early, because nobody understands me. And this is the reality. So if you cannot accord and flow and have this type of wisdom, then you say, I want to help, I want to what? Then she will face her problem, because very close classmate, friend, understand? No? But initially, about law of karma creep itself, it very got time, understand? No? Until they kena until like cannot take it already. Then I think don't know how many times only come back. Then that time willing to do everything, willing to listen already. Because in the classmate own words, he tell my daughter what no? He said, all this suffering and problem, the first noble true reality that my daughter tell her, he said like 好邪 one, no? You know what is 好邪 one, no? English word is what? Huh? What is 好邪? Not fishy. 好邪 what is? Inauspicious. Like the law of karma, like you already kena whacked by something, then followed by lagi severe one, one after another, keep on coming one, non-stop one, until she really cannot take it already. That's why a lot of people suicidal thought and all those things. Yeah. And many with suicidal thought. So Dhamma is not what you think. If you understand, then you approach it differently. Well, not everybody can receive. This is, I tell you, so much more difficult than academic, Do you understand? No? Career academic is, to me, is chicken feed. No? Understand? No? You want to be successful, very easy. But to cultivate the spiritual aspect, that's why I say materialistic aspect, you can have all. But the spiritual one you don't have, you still, what I should say, susceptible to the first noble truth reality. You are still very vulnerable. The word is vulnerable to the first noble truth reality. And when it hits, you really suffer, despite your wealth, your whatever success, reputation or what. It can wipe you off completely. That's why a lot of very wealthy people, like Steve Jobs, young age, make so much money, all the money, no meaning. Then cancer. Yeah. So these are living examples. Then life is full of uncertainty unless you have the Dhamma. So life is to be understood. If you don't understand life, you don't know how to live life. That's it. Okay? Yeah. What time already? Oh, another 10 minutes. Okay, any more questions? You don't have, read a bit. Page 214, last paragraph.
2.0, understanding the essence of Buddha's teaching. Hope this is clear, and that is also the reason why I had always advised you all that meditation is to be done with understanding. Otherwise, you are wasting your time.
2.1, should be 2.1.
Oh, okay. 2.1, heedfulness is sati plus Noble Eightfold Path cultivation. One must understand that the essence of Buddha's teaching is the Four Noble Truths, and how from there all the other teachings come to be. How and why the Buddha highlighted the importance of heedfulness via Dhammapada verses 21, 22, and 23, and why one must understand what heedfulness is. Heedfulness is an ever mindful plus constantly meditative to cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path or meditation as taught by the Buddha, as defined by the Buddha's Dhammapada verse 23. 2.2 Sati, first factor of enlightenment. That's the reason why the first factor of enlightenment is Sati, because without Sati there is no meditation, and without Sati there is no heedfulness, and according to Dhammapada verse 21, without heedfulness you are heedless, and the heedless are as if dead spiritually. All these are very clear. So to develop the meditation, one must initially train one's mind to be heedful. 2.3 Stabilize the mind, Sati, to cultivate the four foundations of mindfulness. This is also the reason why the first category of training of the first foundation of mindfulness, Kaya Nupassana, is Anapanasati, which is just to train the mind to be mindful or aware of the in and out breath, to do just that. Then stabilize it and use it to cultivate mindfulness of the four postures, leading to the daily mindfulness to develop all the other subsequent four foundations of mindfulness training and cultivation. 3.0 Pitfalls of thought-based meditation. When you understand all this, you will know how to proceed. Otherwise, you will deviate, because most living beings are gullible. The thought meditation is some form of fantasy or like something very mystical. Then, when they meditate and develop some form of special experience that other people don't experience, then they think this is very special. Then they will attach and cling, and they want to know, is it a sign that I had achieved or realized? That's how one deviates, because they don't understand what their focus is. They don't inquire to find out what is meditation. When you don't have a clear understanding of what you do, you will end up keep debating. Then you may also end up having fantasies about meditation. That's how many cultivators or meditators got trapped. And the other danger is they cannot see thought. They cannot see the danger of thought. They cannot understand what Sati is. And because Sati is beyond thought, and if you continue to allow thought to come in and distract you, then it will become thought-based meditation instead of mindfulness-based meditation. All of thought-based meditation will not bring you the meditative results that you are looking for, because what you want to realize is Dhamma, which is akaliko. Akaliko means timeless. This Dhamma is beyond thought, beyond time. So if the instrument you use to meditate is thought, you cannot reach it, because you are limited by the instrument you use to develop the meditation. So with this, I think it should be very clear by now, and you shouldn't make the same mistake again. By now, you all should start to understand why I keep on emphasizing in the past that meditation had to be done with understanding. You don't just blindly follow instructions, just like what the Buddha told the Kalama. You should not believe what the spiritual teacher tells you, not even the Buddha himself. You have to investigate and find out. Then, when you understand, you will be very clear. Your mind will be very different, and you will know how to proceed with the cultivation. Otherwise, you become gullible. Then, again, you deviate. 4.0 Sati, mindfulness or awareness. Question by Sister Chui. Brother Teo, I am afraid I had to ask this somewhat simple question. Sati in Pali means mindfulness or awareness, because I see the words being used interchangeably, and sometimes I just get confused. Can you please explain again? Thank you. Brother Teo answered, it is a very good question. You see, sati is a Pali word. It is translated as mindfulness, a very commonly accepted translation, but nobody really inquire into this word mindfulness. If you split up the two words, then you will get the meaning, mind in fullness, right? But you never inquire or ask, what does this mean? The mind is full of what? If you say full of thoughts, then that is definitely not sati. So it is full of what? Awareness, right? Sister Chui said, I actually define it as mind in fullness of that moment. Brother Teo replied, it still doesn't explain anything, right? When you say mind in fullness of that moment, what are you trying to tell me? Because within that moment, you can also think, i.e., mindful of thinking within that moment. Sister Chui replied, no, you can't think when you are in the moment. How can you think? You are supposed to be. Brother Teo replied, you can be in the moment and still think because you are not aware. 4.1. A mindful of awareness. But when you are in the moment without thought, then it is a different thing. Mind is full of awareness, and then you are without thought. That's why I said you never inquire, full of what? When mind is full of awareness, it cannot have thought. It can only be aware. But that word is not used. Only in recent years, later teachers use that word. Then they try incorporating them now. That's why awareness has become a new word nowadays. The actual word should be pure awareness without thought. That is sati. 4.2. Be with the moment without thought. But they went on to confuse it with another Pali word, and they said it carries the meaning of remembrance and recollection. They said sati has a lot to do with memory and recollection. So, what is sati? I don't want to know the history because when I meditate, I can be with the moment without thought. Hence, I can understand. That's why I know what sati is. Sati is mind in fullness, fully aware without thought. That's why I said sati is awareness before the knowing, and you just aware. Why can't you just be aware? Because you think a lot. You are so heedless and you are seldom aware within the moment because of your habitual thinking, tendencies born of heedlessness or habitual heedless thinking. You also have a lot of fear, anxiety, and the hindrances of mind like sensual desire, ill will, restlessness, and doubt. They keep on arising to haunt you. Hence the reason why you cannot be aware. 5.0. Sati. Pure awareness before the knowing. Awareness before the knowing means what? The knowing is your thoughts, perception, your aggregates of mind. Initially, it is just a pure awareness before even feeling or perception arises, before the labeling, the words and the views and opinions interfere. It is just like what the Buddha said, in the seeing there is only the seeing consciousness. Do you understand? And there is no one to see, just the pure consciousness arising. The pure consciousness before you input the content of consciousness, or just the pure direct seeing, without the word, without the labeling, without your conscious mind focusing and perceiving through memory to recall, etc. 5.1. General spacious awareness. It is just a general spacious awareness, just aware without a center. The moment thought comes out, it means you had already focused and recall through memory, and that's not sati anymore. So when you want to understand what sati is, you need to have a very calm and silent mind. If your mind is not silent, the true nature cannot shine forth. The true mind cannot come out because your mind can only do one thing at a time. Either it is aware within or it is lost in thought, heedlessly lost in thought. The human being, because of their heedlessness and their delusion, they are constantly lost in thought and seldom or hardly aware. That is the reason why the Buddha said, the heedless are as if dead, spiritually dead.
Thank you. So we end here. The alarm just went off. So 5.2. Okay. So those on 5 precept, especially KY, I think he just came. You can have your dinner down there. Then for the rest, you can have your liquid food if you want to. Okay. Pay respect mindfully. Then we have our break.